it's Wes.
And Shonda.
And welcome to DinkLife.
Today I'm back to drinking my Franzia box wine. Always a good thing to just have in the fridge.
And I'm just drinking the Elysian Space Dust again.
Today, with our Japan travel series, we will be talking about our trip from Tokyo to Osaka. We traveled to Osaka to basically do a few things. Go to Universal Studios was the main reason, and then we also wanted to travel to Hiroshima and Kyoto, which were 2 day trips that we took. We got up that morning and went to the train station and had to find the JRPass office. That was a little more difficult than we thought it was going to be. It turned out to be quite the adventure.
Yeah. It's like a scavenger hunt almost.
It was like a scavenger hunt. And when we finally did get there, there was quite a long line. So you do have to stand in line to get tickets for whichever train you are taking. One thing I should mention about the JRPass, when you buy it online ahead of time, the one that you can get shipped to the States, there are only 2 classes of train that you can take. You cannot take the fastest bullet train, the Shinkansen, which travels, I believe, straight through. You either have to take the Hikari, which makes a few stops in between, or the Kodama, which stops at every station in between. We mostly used the Hikari. We didn't need to stop anywhere on the way to and from.
Yeah, and it wasn't actually too many stops, I would say.
No. So even though the line at the JRPass station was long, it did move very quickly.
Yeah.
We were going to try to book all of the travel that we were doing on our trip there. However, there was a sign up saying that because the line was so long, they asked you to only do one at a time.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we could only book our trip to and from Osaka on that occasion. We managed to get a bullet train that left at about, I think it was 9 or 9:30, something like that. And we arrived in Osaka a little after noon. Roughly 3 hours, maybe a little shorter than that, I think.
Oh yeah, it was actually 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Oh, so it was shorter
Yeah,
than
yeah,
that.
just a little bit.
So I think it was the Kodama that actually ended up being 3 hours.
Yeah.
So just so you know the difference, the train that makes more stops adds on about 40 minutes.
Yep.
The train is phenomenal. One thing I will mention, if you're traveling from Tokyo to Osaka and you want to see Mount Fuji, you can request to sit on the Mount Fuji side of the train. It'll give you a great view as you're traveling by there.
Yeah, it'll be on the right side of the train when you're going to Osaka, and on the way back it'll be on the left side of the train.
So we did decide to sit on the Mount Fuji side so that we could look out the window and enjoy the view.
Yeah.
The seats in the first class train are fantastic.
Very
They're large, comfortable. They have footrests. They recline. They have tray tables. In between us was an outlet. It's an actual outlet, though. So you could plug things in. So you need to bring a charger
like a
with
phone
a plug.
adapter. Yep.
Yeah. You can't just plug it into a USB port. Just keep that in mind if you need to charge something while you're on the train. They have restrooms. There's even a urinal for the men.
Yeah, there was a urinal in there, yeah.
There are places to keep your luggage, I think, if you're on the first class section, but you have to reserve the luggage compartment.
Yeah.
So you can't just take
And
it
if you
with
do have big luggage, you also want to sit at like the back end of the train because they had spots behind the seat actually for the luggage too.
We basically just before we got on the train got some snacks at the convenience store at the station. Surprisingly, these things are delicious.
Yeah, pretty much all we had was just egg sandwiches and
like
eggs,
Pringles,
and
Pringles type potato chips.
Yeah.
They just came in a little can like Pringles. And I think the sandwich was like $3.
Yeah, it wasn't
and
much.
the Pringles were like $1.
Yeah.
So
and you can get it right there, stand for the train right there.
And far superior to any sandwich you could get at a convenience store here, I would say.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they were really, really tasty.
They even cut the crust off the edges for
They
you.
did, and cut it on the diagonal. So if you're a person who doesn't like crust or you're traveling with children who don't like crust, no worries. They take care of that for you. One important thing we should mention, when you do get tickets for the bullet train, you'll get one pass that you need to keep on you at all times. That's how you get in and out of the turnstiles.
Yeah.
That will stay with you for the entirety of your train ticket. If you buy a 7-day pass, a 10-day pass, a 21-day pass, you have to keep that on you. Then you get another ticket for the actual train that you booked. That ticket will have a number on it. It does not have your platform on it, so you need to go to the board, just like in an airport, check the number of your train against the board and see which platform you're on.
Yep, and then just head to that platform.
Yeah, that was something that was a little confusing for us at first. We thought the number on the ticket was our actual platform number. It is indeed not. So in all the videos that we watched, I don't think anybody said that, so we just wanted to make sure to mention it.
Yeah, and also on your ticket too, it will have your assigned seat. I highly suggest sitting in that assigned seat, even if there are seats empty next to you, because people will come and get off the train during all those stops while you're going through Osaka. So you might have a seat open next to you, but there's probably somebody that's actually sitting there that might get that on 3 stops away from you.
Right, and they never do check your tickets, so my guess is they have some sort of computer system or something where they know who is sitting where, and I'm sure that's how they take attendance.
Yep.
So yeah, it's best just to sit wherever your assigned seat is. We arrived in Osaka and we had to take a couple of train lines, subway lines, whatever you want to call them, to actually get to Universal Studios.
Yeah.
So this is another reason that we don't recommend taking big luggage with you on the train, because it's not quite so simple getting from the train station to Universal Studios. It's just better if you're not carrying a bunch of luggage with you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because you have pretty much, I think we had to transfer maybe twice through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a 20-25 minute ride from the Shin Osaka terminal
to Osaka
to the Universal
Studios.
Citywalk.
Yeah. So, I mean, just having luggage with you would make things much more difficult.
Yeah, for sure.
We did actually get there early. Check-in time at the hotel was 3. Most places will tell you, most vlogs will tell you, and we did find this out later, if you arrive early, there's no possibility of checking in early. They ask you to come back at 3 o'clock on the dot. However, this turned out to be the one exception to the rule.
Yeah. And I think we were only there like a half hour early, right?
No, we were there at like 1:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were there quite early. But they did allow us to check in. We stayed at the Parkfront Hotel on Universal Studios property. Mm-hmm. Wes will have to talk to you about the price because he booked that.
Yeah, I think at the time it was 110 a night.
But again, we booked this before travel reopened back to Japan.
Yeah.
So
the prices were quite different.
Yeah, these prices might be way off base now that more travelers are going.
It could be $60 to $70 more now than it was when we actually booked it.
So they did let us check in early at this hotel, and the hotel was beautiful.
Yeah.
It looked like you were traveling through a time portal when you walked in the front of the building. The lobby was really elegant.
It's very New York themed.
Yeah, and then when you got into the elevator, there was like a little time travel clock on the ceiling. I have a video of it, actually. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it was really cool.
We were on the 12th floor. The room was huge. This was not a typical Japanese hotel room. This was like American style hotel room.
Very big room.
Yeah, gigantic room. And again, our luggage was delivered and they brought it to our room. I swear they teleported up to the room. Like, we checked in, we said we had luggage delivered here. We walked into our room and not 5 minutes later...
We pretty much shut the door and heard the doorbell.
Our luggage was delivered. So, I mean, I know we've talked about it already, but I cannot stress enough how wonderful that luggage delivery service is over there.
Yeah.
Was fantastic. One other thing I should mention, right outside our room, there was a laundry facility. We were able to actually do some laundry. The soap is included, so you don't have to buy that.
No.
And it washes and dries in the same machine. So you just put your laundry in, you know, it's done by weight, so you kind of have to guesstimate like how much laundry you're putting in there. And then it tells you how much time it will take for it to wash and dry, and then it locks. And you have a code.
A 4-digit combination code that locks it.
So even if you can't come back as soon as your load is done, it will stay locked and nobody else can remove your laundry from the laundry machine.
Yeah, it was a really cool feature. And I think the laundry was 600 yen.
Yeah, so it wasn't bad. We
Wasn't
did an
too bad.
entire load of laundry for like $450.
Yeah.
So it was a good deal, and this just helps if you're going for 2 or 3 weeks, just know that some of these hotels have these facilities. And you probably wouldn't need to pack as much as you thought you did.
Also, one thing, we did overload it a little bit, and it didn't quite dry our clothes quite all the way, so we did have to hang some stuff up in the room. But
it was dry by the next morning. So
did a good job
fine.
cleaning, though.
It did. Oh, we checked in, got settled, and then we headed out to get something to eat because all we'd had so far were the egg salad sandwiches. We went to Universal City Walk, kind of walked around for a little bit to get the lay of the land, and then we decided to go eat at a restaurant that served katsu, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a breaded pork or chicken cutlet, and it's just chopped up into pieces. It comes with a cabbage salad, some dipping sauces, some sides. It's quite delicious.
Yeah, it was really good.
Mm-hmm. The name of the place we ate was Ganko. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, I think so. Could be incorrect, but yeah.
Right. But there weren't many people there because I think it was about 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. So we were seated immediately, served.
Yeah, I want to say it was up on the 3rd floor, closer towards the actual amusement park.
If you're used to Universal City Walk here in the States, this is not spread out like that. This is on levels, like a mall.
Yeah, it's vertical more.
Yes, correct. So there are a lot of stores and restaurants, but it's laid out completely differently than what you are used to in the States.
Yeah, it's not real big. I want to say it's maybe more close to size, maybe probably even smaller than that, than the California.
Yeah, I would say.
Universal City Walk.
And there are a lot more restaurants than there are stores.
Yes,
which
way more
is
restaurants.
Strange.
Yeah,
It's usually, in America, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
So just to let you know. But if you are looking for something to eat, we ate there a couple of times during our stay, and we didn't have anything bad.
No. One thing tonight that was nice at that Ganko is when you got a beer, it was huge. I mean, you could get giant German-sized beers in there, which was really cool.
Right, but as has been previously mentioned, you don't have choices. You order a beer.
It's just one kind of beer.
And they bring you beer, and you drink what they have. So, it's not bad at all. It's quite light and refreshing. I would compare it to maybe like a summer lager or something of that nature.
Yeah.
A wheat beer.
Yep.
They're quite good.
It was a good beer.
Yeah.
Refreshing. The other thing that was weird in City Walk that's not at any of the ones here is they have like changing stores in there.
Yes.
Where people can actually like, I guess, change into other clothes, and they almost had like a weird makeup dress store type deal or something. I don't know. We didn't really go check it out, but definitely something weird that we don't have at any of the parks here.
Right. And one thing you will notice that we will talk about is that people dress up to go to amusement
they dress
parks
up
here.
way more, yeah.
There's no wearing jeans, there's no wearing shorts, there's
nobody in their PJs.
Yeah, girls are in skirts for the most part.
Yeah.
And some of the guys wore suits.
Yeah, they did.
There were a couple of people with jeans, but I mean to tell you, it's nothing like it is here.
Some people even had ties on, some of the men.
Yes, and so I think those changing rooms were because they like to change their clothes. They like to wear something different than they've worn on the train, or like when they come out of the park after a long day, they change their clothes. I mean, they carry bags of clothes and makeup and toiletries, and they carry them around the park all day with them.
Yeah.
It's just something we're not used to here is all.